talk about all the things that we are doing in the community with and for our community, whether it's something fun related, something advocacy related, whether it's learning something. We are just always here to help the 50 plus community, and glad to be here today. And with me, I have Mr. Scott Wagner, who's going to tell you how to call us and get a question in if you have one for us.
Good morning, Louisville. It is October 3rd, and this is AARP Discover AARP in the Ville here live at WLLV with our good friend, Mr. Vince, here in the studio. Folks, if you have a question, join us. We'd love to hear from you. Just give us a time. We're here to take your questions. We've got a lot going on this week and the past couple of weeks with AARP and our volunteers here in the Ville to recap what has been going on with AARP and the Ville.
So much. You know, I'm going to start with our event last Saturday. It was just truly something different for us, and it was just a very nice experience. We had what we called our sip and sample bourbon experience, and we had that at the Fraser Museum. I tell you, the Fraser does a really great job of really sharing the history of what happened with bourbon, how it really makes it a Kentucky product, how much money it brings to our state. And then they have this really cool speakeasy, which after you do the tour,
it's historic.
It's historic. It's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
After we did the tour, we were able to go in, learn a little more history, and then, of course, sample a few bourbons. All of that was provided by AARP Louisville. It was a great experience. The volunteers talked about some fraud tips and awareness. And I mean, they just did such a great job tying in the history of the museum, the history of bourbon, with some fraud facts and scams. It was just a wonderful experience. We had so many husband and wife couples there. We had some mother-daughters that came in together. It was just truly we had girlfriends. We had a couple people come alone. They were like, I don't have a friend to come with me. I'm going to go by myself.
That's how you make friends.
That's how you make friends. I mean, it was really a great experience, and I hope that we can do some more things like that next year.
Well, and this is where we mentioned all of these events that AARP offers are free. They are free. We always ask you to register. And you can always find what's going on with AARP in Louisville online on our Facebook channel, on aarp.org/Louisville online. You can Google AARP Louisville and it'll come right up. But you will find all of these community events that we put on are always free and fun, typically fun. There's a lot of work that you do too.
Well, and I will say, even when we're doing something educational, we try to bring the fun in that. And when we do something fun, we try to tie a little bit of education. Education in there. So we call it edutainment. So we're gonna give you a little education, a little entertainment. Yes, we got to have that fun with purpose. Fun with purpose. So edutainment is what we try to do.
And that's a big part of what AARP's mission is these opportunities to meet new folks, new experiences, and choose how you age here in Louisville. You know, so there's some great opportunities, and the volunteers are very creative.
They are.
And they come up with some ideas.
We have the best volunteers, second to none. Yeah, they're so creative, and they're always thinking of new ways to engage members in a fun way, and light touch with education, maybe some advocacy. They're great.
And one of the things that I think, you don't have to be a membership. One of the things I think people think, oh, I'm not an AARP member, I can't go. Sure you can. We're open to everybody. We serve the community, and that's our mission. And this, again, is all online. You can find us everywhere, but look at aarp.org/Louisville for what's coming up next. And I think that brings us to Taisha's next.
Well, let me just follow up on what you just said, though. I really appreciate you saying that you do not have to be a member to join our events, because you're right. While we do plan events with our membership in mind, which begins at age 50 for the most part, those are the type of events that we think that people 50 plus will enjoy. We are open for the community. So that's a really great point. And it is free for the community. It's not like our members free and everybody has to pay. It's not like that. Our events are free.
And the event that you had at the Muhammad Ali Center earlier in September, that was fantastic.
It
It was a
was.
free family fun day
It
at
was.
the Louisville historic, monumental uh, Muhammad Ali Museum. The Ali Center is incredible.
It was. And I think our members had a great time there because we were able to tie in Social
Oh
Security
yeah,
facts. So as people toured the museum, they were able to find in our scavenger hunt Social Security facts and facts about AARP, bring those back to our table area, and then walk away with a fabulous prize, fabulous AARP swag. So again,
yeah,
it was some fun
yes.
and some education all wrapped into one. So we did that edutainment thing, and we're just really happy to do those things and actually help bring the community into those spaces. Maybe they haven't been there before, maybe they haven't been there in a long time.
Sure.
So it's really great to give back to our community in that way.
And it's always, gotta say it one more time, there's no charge. It's
Right.
free. It's part of the AARP purpose and mission.
The experience.
The experience.
Yes.
Let me mention one thing real quick about the government shutdown. We have posted on AARP some important updates as to how the government shutdown going on right now, day 3, may affect you. First, your Social Security checks, they're going to be there. But you can read more at our website, aarp.org, and see what the most current updates are from the District of Columbia, from the Capitol in Washington, D.C. We have some tremendous staff working very closely on monitoring this issue and how it's going to impact everyday Americans in your life. So that's on our website, aarp.org. I think we can move on, but I just wanted to mention that because that is something that's very top of mind right now. It's impacting everyone in the country.
I'm glad you took a moment to talk about it because people are thinking about it. Even my own sister, she works for the VA and she is impacted. So, most of us know someone who is impacted by this government shutdown. So
families are being impacted.
Correct.
So, okay. So let's get back to some of the fun stuff. What's coming up in November here in Louisville?
Well, shoot, you're skipping up November. It's October 3rd.
Oh.
We got some October stuff. Okay. So first, let me tell you about what we did yesterday, and then I'll tell you what's coming up at the end of October because that's really cool. So yesterday, we held a teletown hall. So a telephone town hall about fraud, awareness, and scams.
Yes.
And on that call, we had the commissioner for the Kentucky Department for Financial Institutions. She was wonderful and a wealth of information. And we also had an investigator from the U.S. Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
So even though he was on shutdown, he still participated in our call to help make sure that our community is aware of the latest frauds and scams. They did a great job talking about the latest crypto scams and Bitcoin scams. They talked about check washing. They talked about protecting yourself from identity theft. They really covered a lot of really basic things. But one thing that stood out was our guest from AARP's national office. He said, because one of the questions was, what is the best way to protect yourself from these frauds and scams? And he said, I have 3 words, and I hope I can remember them because I don't want to do him injustice.
Right.
But they were pause. And the first thing is just take a breath, take a step back. Why might this be a scam? And did I call these people? Or are they calling me back? Are they reaching me out of the blue? Why are they calling me? Just pause.
Reflect.
Reflect. Is this something I even need? Is this something I want? Why would I even maybe consider something like this? So pause, reflect, protect. Protect your information at all costs. What these scammers want is to get your account numbers, get your social security number, they want this information. So the last thing he said was protect your information. So pause, reflect, protect. I mean, it was a powerful 45 minutes that we had with these speakers. They gave out so much good information. And of course, all of that can be found on our website at aarp.org/Louisville, which will then open up a whole world of opportunity and information for you. We have a fact sheet that is specific to Kentucky and all of the contacts that you might need to try to, get your life back if somebody has scammed you are there. And, it's hard once that money's gone, but we still need to report, because the more we report, the more we can find these trends and the more we can help educate each other. Hey, don't fall for that. I just fell for that. Or don't fall for that. I know someone who did. That is a scam. And the more that we can share that type of information with each other, the more we can at least try to combat some of these scams and frauds. They want our money. And even recently in the news, they want our homes. We got to be vigilant. So pause, reflect, protect. That was a key takeaway from yesterday.
And those are things that you got to keep in mind. Yesterday, one of the callers said she had received 43 scam calls
in a day,
in one day. Mm-hmm. And the question came up: how can we do something about this? How come we get so many? How can we do something about them? How does your personal information get sold, stolen out there on the web? And she was she just needed some help.
And that even the response from our experts on that was great. One was, if you don't know the phone number, don't answer it. The more you answer, the more you're giving them the information that, hey, someone will answer this phone. So let's sell this number because we know they'll answer. So don't answer the calls if you don't know the number. The second one was, a lot of times, especially on a mobile phone, it will now say spam or suspected spam.
Suspected.
So if you look at the number and you're not aware of it, don't answer it. Let them leave a voicemail. You can always call them back if it was legitimate. But if it says suspected scam, many times it is. Of course, once you block it, they may try to call you from a different number. But that expert yesterday, the commissioner, she just had a really good list of ideas of ways that maybe we can combat some of these phone calls. But one thing I always tell people is to develop a refusal script. I'm not interested. Thank you. Click. Don't even pause, because if you pause, they're coming back with asking you for something else or, demanding whatever. No, you called me out of the blue. I'm not interested. Thank you. Click. You want to be polite? You put thank you in there. It's in there. Hang up.
Yeah. And that is something that's just common. And sometimes they catch us off guard. Mm-hmm. So you have to be vigilant. You have to keep your eyes open and watch for those red flags, because the scammers are always a couple of steps ahead of us.
Man, it's their job to scam us.
They are always doing that. Mm-hmm. One of the things that Seth with AARP Fraud Watch Network mentioned is how important it is to report scams. If you think you've been caught in a scam, you need to report that to local law enforcement. Mm-hmm. They all said that. And there's a couple of places online that you can do that, with the Department of Financial Institutions or ic3.gov. And we have the AARP Fraud Watch Network, which is tremendous resources available for folks right now online for free, and will answer a lot of these questions and give you more detail.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they're good. They're free. They are there to direct you. So if you're not even sure where to start, you can start with the Fraud Watch Network, because once they hear your story, they can say, oh, you need to contact this person. You need to contact that department. That's what they do. That's what the value they bring.
And AARP has a free hotline, the Fraud Watch Helpline, mm-hmm. for consumers across the country. If you got a pen handy, Vince is writing this down, 877-908-3360. That is the Fraud Watch Helpline. That is staffed by volunteers, right?
It is.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Give that number one more time.
Pardon? So that number again, 877-908-3360. And you can look at that online at the Fraud Watch Network.
So now back to your original question. What do we have coming up? So we talked about some things that we did. What do we have coming up?
We got to mention one thing real quick.
Okay.
Yesterday, news story, breaking, Louisville, 89-year-old woman nearly lost her home in one of these quit claim deed scams. Mm-hmm. There is a suspect in custody, but that level, and it happened to Graceland, right? Mm-hmm. In Elvis's Graceland. But this is in Louisville. This was yesterday. There was a man accused of trying to sell the home that wasn't rightfully his own. So he is now facing investigation and charges. So again, that is something, there's a constant, flow, constant effort by the scammers. They're just out there every day. And one of the questions we hear a lot is how you can stay safe from these scammers. Number one, keep in mind, if it sounds rushed, they're trying to get you into the ether, as we say, and trying to get you to take some sort of quick action, whether it's go make a payment by gift card because, you know, the grandchild scam is out there. Grandchild's been in an accident. Grandchild's been incarcerated. These are very common things, and they're trying to get you to go buy gift cards or something. You have to watch for these red flags, or they're directing you to a cryptocurrency kiosk, one of these ATMs that's all across Louisville, and deposit money into those. Big story there, more on that later, but the cryptocurrency kiosk is popular among scammers because the transactions happen in lightning speed, and then the money is gone and not traceable, and not local law enforcement can't prosecute without that kind of trail with the cryptocurrency.
And I will say, if you don't mind me adding, two things for us all to really just think about. One is when the scammers when they approach us, they want us to be in this excited state that Scott talked about under that ether, whether it's getting excited because you won this big lottery, or you're scared because you think your grandchild has been in an accident or in jail, or afraid because you think someone's coming after you. So they want to get you into that emotional state. And then two, they want you to hurry. You've got to be in the rush to do it. If you want that money, that lottery money, you got to pay the fee now, or you got to get that grandkid taken care of right now, immediately. Don't call their parents first. We need you to move quickly. Or what was the last one I just mentioned? You're afraid, if you don't pay this fine right now over the phone, you are going to be arrested and thrown in jail.
You're going to have to pay a huge fine.
They want you to move quickly, so they get you into that excited state, and then they want quick action. Those are the times where you have to pause and think, why might this not be a scam? And the other thing they also a lot of times will say is, don't tell anybody. That's a real big red flag. And they say,
and people
just
are
like with that
scared
grandkid
to
scam.
report.
Yeah, they're like, oh, don't tell mom and dad.
Right.
No, as soon as they say don't tell anyone, that is a red flag. So one, they want to get you emotionally charged. Two, they want you to move quickly. And three, they don't want you to tell anyone. If any of those three things are happening, think, wow, this could be a scam, and stop. Just pause.
And one of the reasons that AARP is so committed to this is because scammers are targeting adults 50 plus because you have good credit or you have savings. And that is why we've been doing this for a couple of decades.
Yeah,
right?
a while.
Fraud Watch Network is online. It's a free resource from AARP. And one of the speakers yesterday said, quote, we're seeing an increase across the board of people losing money to scammers. So I think we can kind of wrap that up there. But 877-908-3360. That's the AARP Fraud Watch Help Line. Use it.
Now to the next event that we have coming up.
Yes.
So at the end of this month, we are going to show what we call a Movies for Grown-Ups. And it is going to be the story about Bruce Springsteen. So we are going to show that movie on October 30th. And it will be at the Mall St. Matthews Movie Theater at 6:30. Of course,
that one's going to sell out.
Yeah, it's free. It is free. When he says sell out, we just mean reserve, quickly reserve. So the registration information is not out yet for that. We usually put it out about 2 weeks before. So again, if you just go to our website, aarp.org/Louisville, it will be there. That is where you can find the link to register. And we will show that movie on, again, October 30th at 6:30, and it's the Bruce Springsteen.
That's going to be a great one.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be fun.
And just as a preview, and I won't give you too much details, but we will show the movie Wicked. So the second part of Wicked is coming out, and we are also going to show that one for our members free.
Is that going to be around December?
It's going to be around December.
Yeah.
It's going to be at the mall, St. Matthew.
Yeah.
But we're going to do that one as a date night. So get your date night, get your date ready, whether it's your grandkid, your spouse, your girlfriend, whatever, and be ready to hang out with us on date night. But those are two movies that we have coming up.
Okay, and let me mention real quick, too, the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, they're having a 5K run/walk coming up October 11th. That is the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs run walk at the Tom Sawyer Park. So we'll be there. AARP will be providing resources to veterans, but it's going to start around 8. The run walk begins at 9. So if you come out early, you can browse some of the many vendors that the Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs has on site for you. Coming up again Saturday, October 11th, a fun run out at Tom Sawyer State Park.
Sounds fun.
It's going to be a good one. So we'll be there, as well as the VFW, the DAV, Habitat for Humanity, Lifeline Home Care, the Brain Injury Association, and AARP Kentucky. So, and I got to tell you real quickly too, one other thing while we've got that open. The Kentucky Department of Veterans Affairs, they're hosting a veteran stand down, which, if you haven't seen one, is a way to reach out to veterans that are experiencing houselessness and struggling. And they're pulling together the community to support those vulnerable and at-risk veterans in Bullitt County. That's November 14th. We'll have more information on our social media pages and our website, the AARP Kentucky website. So, and do you want to talk about Senior Planet real quick at Catholic Enrichment Center?
Or would you rather talk about the caregiving event? Which one would you like to talk about first?
Well, let's do caregiving first. We've got time for both.
All right. So November is National Family Caregiver Month, and we always want to be able to support our family caregivers. We could not do it. The U.S. could not handle the number of patients. If these family members were to become patients, we don't have the systems strong enough, big enough to support all these families who would need help. So we truly appreciate family caregivers. And you may say, well, who exactly is a family caregiver? If you are helping get groceries for a family member, you could be considered a family caregiver. If you are organizing their medication, taking them to and from doctors, making the doctor appointments, picking up prescriptions, if you are helping them get up from the bed, getting dressed, cooking meals, bringing things, you could be considered a family caregiver. All of these things, you think, oh, I'm just helping mom, I'm just helping dad. You are a caregiver. All of these things count. And so we are having a half-day session on how to find resources to make being a family caregiver easier. So we have different partners from across the city who will be with us on Tuesday, November 18th. And this is going to be at a place called the Arterburn. It is formerly known as the St. Matthews Community Center. It's right across from the mall on Shelbyville Road. So we will be there from 10 a.m. to 1:30, and that will again be on November 18th. And it's all about family caregiving. And what we have new this year is a gentleman named Jason Koger.
Now, this is a story, folks.
It is. He is the first person to have a bilateral arm amputee be fitted with multi-articulating bionic hands. So you think about the bionic woman, the bionic man, this gentleman has 2 bionic hands. And the reason that we asked him to speak is because we often think about caregiver stress and caregiver burnout, but sometimes we don't stop to think about what the care receiver, how they feel. It's hard going from being a person who was able to do for yourself to suddenly needing care. And let's face it, that could be any of us at any time. We are all one disability away, one accident away from needing someone to help us with care. So we're going to be able to hear from a care recipient's version and viewpoint, as well as hear ways to help us with our caregiving journey, the resources that are available, how to not get burned out, and what to do if we do. So I'm expecting a really great day. This will be free. We will have partners there speaking. We'll have resource tables available. Just if you even think you know someone who might be on a caregiving journey, encourage them to register for this event. We hope that it's life impacting, life changing with the resources that will be available.
And one of the things that we see very often is, we all get thrown into these caregiving situations without any warning. And there you are, you and the family are trying to figure out, what do we do next? That's where AARP can help. And that's one of the things that we are very, I think, proud of, is the amount of resources that we can put into the hands of family caregivers when you need it.
Right. I think so many people just don't realize, and so they don't prepare for family caregiving. And if you are unprepared when these things happen, it just makes that journey so much more hard. It just makes it more tough than it could be and should be. So, prepare in advance. As I said, we're all that one accident, one incident away. So wouldn't you like to have a plan in place? So come hear what we have to say, learn something that you can use to make your life better, make someone that you know, make their life better, and just have a good day with us. And again, we always try to put a little bit of fun in the day, but this one is really about how can we impact families to make their journeys better.
And that takes us to the Catholic Enrichment Center, yes, who has a very impressive series of lectures coming up October 22nd through December. And it's all about aging with attitude. And it's a way for you to stay connected, learning about using technology. Again, a free event. Senior Planet is connected with AARP, and it's an affiliate of AARP. And they are providing the information and the resources for these upcoming series on things like how to use AI, and how to identify disinformation in AI. Learn about using your digital wallet on your phone, all things Zoom, and if you're into genealogy, they will have a special session for that in December. So in order to learn a little bit more, you can contact the Catholic Enrichment Center at 502-408-9480. That's the Catholic Enrichment Center, a series of upcoming events called Age with Attitude, some terrific resources. All of these lectures are going to be offered twice on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. or 6 p.m. and you can attend these free. It's really, it's a 5-week course of computer essentials and workshops.
Yeah, I think those are different. Yeah, so they've got their lecture series, which is great on Wednesdays at 3, but then they have this 5-week computer course where you can come in and learn to use computers, learn the fundamentals. We get that request a lot, and that's something that we don't do. But AARP Senior Planet, working with the community, the Catholic Enrichment Center, they are going to offer these workshops. So if you are interested in increasing your computer skills, if you're interested in learning how to use your iPhone, if you're interested
Android.
Or your Android, thank you. And if you're interested in how to download these apps that your grandkids keep talking about, go to these workshops because they're there and they're free and they're bringing those to the community. They're right here on West Broadway, and this is a great way to give back to the community, learn something that you can use to make your life easier, and walk away knowing a little more than you did when you went in.
And that number again for Maya Little, call her at 502-408-9480.